Top 10 gemstones that look like alien eggs. If you've ever held a gemstone that looked like it was plucked from the wreckage of a spaceship, or maybe pulled from a nest deep beneath the surface of some distant, uncharted planet, you're not alone. This list isn't about the most expensive or famous gems. It's about the ones that make you stop and ask, was this made on Earth? These are the top 10 gemstones that look like alien eggs, ranked not by rarity or value, but by pure extraterrestrial vibes. Don't forget to press and hold that like button, leave a comment, and hit subscribe before we begin. Ranked 10th, Melo Pearl, the alien gem you've never heard of. The Melo Pearl isn't your typical pearl, and at first glance, you might not even believe it's real. There's no shimmer, no iridescence. It is a perfectly smooth matte surface with a warm, burnt orange glow. It looks less like something you'd a jewelry box and more like a polished alien egg forgotten in the ocean's depths. But what sets the Melo Pearl apart isn't just how it looks, where it comes from. This isn't a gift from an oyster. Melo pearls are formed inside a rare sea snail called melo, found in the shallow tropical waters of Southeast Asia. And unlike other pearls, they don't grow around a grain of sand. They form spontaneously with no nucleus and are discovered purely by chance, usually when fishermen bring in snails for food. They're so rare that less than 1 in 10,000 snails will ever produce one. Finding a nearly perfect, round Melo Pearl is like winning the gemstone lottery. Some reach up to 30 millimeters wide, more than 1.1 inches across, roughly double the size of a standard marble. Holding one in your hand feels like you're cradling a tiny planet, glowing with a warmth that doesn't sparkle but somehow feels alive. And yet, despite their quiet appearance, Melo pearls can command astonishing prices on the high-end market. One flawless specimen sold for over $250,000 at auction. And no, that's not a typo. $250,000 for a pearl you've probably never heard of. Ranked 9th, Tektite, born from space, shaped by fire. Tektite is a fragment of cosmic violence frozen in time. Formed when a meteorite slams into Earth at tens of thousands of miles per hour, the impact unleashes an explosion so intense it vaporizes rock, melts the ground, and ejects molten material into the atmosphere. While still airborne, this liquid earth glass cools mid-flight, solidifying into strange aerodynamic forms before raining back down. What you're holding isn't just glass. Earth and space fused into one object. Tektite is matte, dark, often jet black or olive green, and covered in tiny bubbles and craters. It looks more like asteroid skin than something you'd set in a ring. Some pieces are as small as a BB, others the size of a golf ball, but every single one is the physical evidence of a collision between worlds. Many tektites weigh just under an ounce, yet they hold the energy of ancient planetary impact zones, some dating back over 800,000 years. And here's the twist. There's no crystal structure. There are no brilliant facets. Raw, natural glass forged in one of the most extreme environments possible. You can polish a tektite, sure. You can cut it, mount it, and turn it into jewelry. But most collectors, they leave it raw because no artificial design can compete with the chaos that created it. Tektite doesn't sparkle. It doesn't seduce. It survives as a quiet reminder that Earth has been struck, burned, and changed, and still stands. This isn't just a stone, it's a cosmic accident you can hold. Ranked 8th, Fluorite, the egg that glows like it knows something. At first glance, fluorite looks like a calm, colorful little rock. Software, smooth, maybe even a bit sleepy. But hit the lights, shine some UV on it, and suddenly it's like you've activated something that was never meant to be disturbed. The crystal comes alive, glowing from within in cool blues, ghostly purples, and electric greens, like a coded signal pulsing from an alien nest. It is special because fluorite doesn't just glow, it remembers the light. That lingering afterglow? That's called phosphorescence. Fluorite was the first mineral ever studied for this phenomenon. It doesn't seem like a diamond. It doesn't seem like opal, but it radiates this soft, intelligent glow under black light, like it's thin. Wait, it's The effect is eerie, quiet, and magnetic. Precisely the X-bound you'd find inside a crashed UFO, nestled in the dark, humming softly, still warm. Depending on where it comes from, China, Mexico, Illinois, it glows in different colors. Its light signature is almost geographically coded, as if it belongs to some other ecosystem entirely. It rates only a 4 on the Mohs scale, so don't expect to wear it daily. But for collectors, scientists, and those who love the strange and unexplainable, fluorite is a beacon, a conversation starter, a whisper from another world. Ranked 7th, Chrysocolla in quartz, the alien egg from a drowned world. Chrysocolla in quartz is a site's message from another world. About the size of a chicken egg, just over 2.5 inches long, it rests heavy in the hand, smooth and cool to the touch. At first, glue is blue, not just any blue. It's a let's living blue. Teal, turquoise, sea foam, swirling like tides trapped in time. Tilted in the light, and it seems to move as if something beneath the surface is breathing. But this isn't some synth-born beauty begging for attention. This feels designed. Chrysocolla alone is soft and fragile, barely usable. But once encased in quartz, it transforms. The quartz acts like a natural incubator, reinforcing the form, preserving the pattern, and giving the entire structure an eerie durability. The result? A polished oval gem that looks less like a crystal and more like an alien egg, some biological capsule formed in the oceans of another planet. Some pieces resemble glowing marine embryos or coral DNA. Others look like snapshots of underwater lightning storms, frozen mid-strike. Each one is different. Each one tells a story. A few weigh in at 60 carats, but it's not its size that matters. It's its essence. They don't shine, they don't don't, but they feel alive. And maybe that's why stone has stayed in the shadows. There are no red carpets for it, and no royalty has ever worn it. Because it doesn't belong in that world, it belongs to a deeper, stranger, and older place. Chrysocolla in quartz isn't there before the storm. It's the storm left behind. Ranked 6th, Agate Geode, Earth's verse of an alien hatchling. At first glance, Agate Geode is a grayish lump, roughly 3 to 4 inches wide, shaped like a deformed egg or a rock that got lost in time. But then you cut it open, and everything changes. Inside, you're something that doesn't logical. It feels engineered. When the outer shell breaks, you see layers of glowing quartz, banded agate, and sometimes tiny crystals that sparkle like they've been verging in silence for centuries. It's like it's getting into the nervous system of an alien life form, frozen in stasis, waiting. Some geodes are perfectly oval-shaped by nature. Others are polished into smooth, egg-like forms. Either way, what lies within feels eerily intentional. The symmetry, the way the minerals have formed concentric rings, the central void in some specimens, it's not to imagine it was made to contain something delicate, something not of this world. Many agate geodes are small enough to fit in your hand, but feel unusually dense, heavy with time. Others are the size of grapefruits, weighing a few pounds, and their surface is cracked, like the husk of something that once broke open. In rare lighting, a few even seem to pulse from within. Your average gemstone doesn't look like a diamond or glow like fluorite. Instead, it waits, sealed tight, holding something ancient, and maybe forgotten. Agate geodes don't just like alien eggs, they behave like them. It is smooth on the outside and silent on the inside. But inside it is full of energy, history, and possibility. Ranked 5th, Grape Agate, the cluster egg of another world. Grape agate is a little paradoxical. Imagine a palm-sized cluster, about 3 to 5 inches across, covered in tiny, perfectly rounded spheres, each no bigger than a BB pellet, yet arranged so naturally it looks like they grew organically in zero gravity. The color? Ethereal purples, alien violets, sometimes minty greens. Always soft, always surreal. And here's where it gets strange. No one carves or sculpts these. They form naturally. These smooth, semi-translucent globes grow together over thousands, sometimes millions, of years, fusing in tight formation like a biological pod structure. They don't just look like alien eggs, they look like an entire alien egg clutch, perfectly preserved in mineral form. Grape agate is a variety of botryoidal chalcedony found primarily in Sulawesi, Indonesia. That's a way of saying it grows like grapes. But the E aren't of grapes you'd won, you there is there of expounded X, you define sealed in a spacecraft's in chamber, somewhere cold, dark, and humming with quiet power. Each cluster feels like a relic from a forgotten evolution. Some formations are dense and compact, weighing just over a pound, while others stretch like vines, light and airy, ready to fall apart if touched wrong. They're in these, rating about 6.5 to 7 on the Mohs scale, but they feel delicate as if they were grown, not mined. Grape agate's alien beauty lies in its form, the symmetry of life fossilized in crystal. It does not want attention. It's a faux itchin that quietly tells you, I was never from here. Ranked 4th, Labradorite, the living shell of alien light. Labradorite doesn't. It doesn't that it does is far stranger. It flares. A dull gray stone at first glance, Labradorite erupts into color the moment light hits it just right. 1 second, it's life-its. The next, it glow-its with streaks of electric blue, copper gold, and galaxy violet. The effect, labradorescence, feels less like light bouncing off a surface and more like something inside the stone is waking up. Now imagine that glow sealed inside an egg-shaped form, smooth, polished, perfectly oval. The kind of shape that makes you wonder if you're at a gemstone or a dormant alien life form. Polished Labradorite eggs often measure around 3 inches long and feel dense, heavy, and strangely charged. When you hold one, it's hard to shake the feeling that it's not a rock. It's a Vatesvite, a container, maybe even a shell. Each Labradorite is different. Some flash once and go dark. Others pulse in rhythmic waves of light like a heartbeat clearly you can't see. Labradorite looks like a meteorite in raw form, dark and fractured, burnt at the unsettlingly perfect, polished form, like it was grown in a lab on a distant moon for purposes of understanding. It doesn't or UV refract like doesn't DES or sparkle on purpose. Doesn't respond to you, to light, to presence. Ranked 3rd, Septarian Nodule, the egg that shouldn't have survived. Septarian Nodule, nicknamed the Dragon Egg Rock, might be this list's most eerily alive-looking stone. Roughly the size of a large grapefruit, about 4 to 6 inches across, it sits heavy in the hand, dense, cracked, and ancient. The outer shell is matte and weathered like something dug from the wreckage of a forgotten civilization. But what happens when crack it open, turns this rock into something alien? Inside, Septarian reveals a fractured core, golden calcite veins like lightning frozen in mudstone, surrounded by earthy brown aragonite and gray limestone. The patterns are so intricate and deliberate that they don't feel natural. They feel engineered, like the shell of a creature designed to survive extinction. Some look like fossilized neural networks. Others resemble incubation pods, split into hexagonal cells. And some, when broken just right, look disturbingly like something once broke out. Here's the weird part. Nodules septi. Here nodules were formed 50 to 70 million years ago, during the Cretaceous period, when volcanic activity and ancient seas collided. Gas pockets inside marine sediment hardened, cracked, and crystallized over time, forming these bizarre organic-looking orbs. In other words, nature didn't just sculpt this stone, didn't it incubated it. Some collectors call them dragon eggs. Others swear they look like the fossilized remains of alien embryos. Whatever you see, one thing is clear. Septarian isn't just old. Its unnature isn't all the ir no more. Its ways. A shell cracked over time. A warning sealed in stone. An egg that may not have survived. Ranked 2nd, Fire Agate, the burning core of an alien egg. Fire agate doesn't sparkle or shine, and it doesn't have gemstones. It burns. About the size of a quail egg, roughly 2 inches across, it fits in your palm like something biological. not mineral. The surface is strange, blistered, bubbled, almost alive. When you tilt it under light, flashes of red, gold, green, and copper shimmer across the surface, not like a reflection, but like a fire pulsing under translucent skin. The colors seem to move, to breathe. You get the unsettling sense that this stone wasn't carved or cut, but it wasn't like it was pulled from a nest. Like something inside, it still remembers being hot. Formed deep within ancient volcanic layers, fire agate is the result of boiling, silica-rich fluids layering minerals over time, creating microscopic ridges that diffract light with an almost organic precision. When left raw or shaped into a natural, egg-like form, it looks like the core of an alien organism, preserved just before it hatched. Each specimen is unique, some small enough to wear as a pendant, others heavy and dense like geological weaponry. The best pieces don't even need polish. The donones, textured, molten, unpredictable, look like eggs hardened mid-metamorphosis, their fiery energy sealed inside. Fire agate isn't a gemstone. It's a continuous eruption, its logical furnace, or maybe the still beating heart of something not from this world. In the first place, Opalized Fossil, a fossilized alien nursery made of light. There's something deeply, yet mesmerizing, about holding a 100-million-year-old snail shell that now glows like a living nebula. This is an opalized fossil, a once-living creature, now entirely transformed into an opal. It's not coated or layered, it's opal. Every ridge, spiral, and microscopic curve has been preserved with haunting precision, but now it pulses with shifting hues of blue, green, orange, and fire red. It's as if time itself crystallized into color. Many of these pieces, usually between 2 and 4 inches long, are ancient marine fossils, gastropods, bivalves, ammonites, and even fragments of vertebrate bone. They look like biological forms, but behave like alien gemstones. When polished, they resemble incubation pods or crystalline embryos of a species that didn't evolve here. Over millions of years, silica-rich water seeped into their hollow forms, atom by atom, gradually replacing every organic cell with opal. And the result isn't just geological, it's central. These stones don't sparkle. They shimmer, don't within. They don't suggest death. They don't rebirth, like alien eggs that never hatched, but might still. So why is the opalized fossil number 1? No other gemstone blurs the line between life and mineral, biology and myth, earth and otherworld like this does. It is the perfect storm of time, beauty, transformation, and illusion. It's both fossil and gem, and it's true in prophecy. It evokes something primal, something hatching, something ancient that glows not with reflection, but with memory. No other gemstone looks so eerily alive while being incomprehensibly old. Opalized fossils don't just look like aliens, don't they are alien eggs? Gemstones are often celebrated for clarity, brilliance, and value. But sometimes the most powerful stones are the ones that don't fit the mold. The ones don't confuse you, unsettle you, or whisper something your brain can't translate. These alicant stones remind us that age can create such a strange beauty that it bore that airs on extraterrestrials. It is. Let us know which resonates with you in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this.